In my opinion, when a number of people repeat the same story, in almost exactly the same words, in the same order, then the chances of it being rehearsed is pretty high. The entire day, that summer went missing sound scripted actually, but pay attention to how Grandus, Candus, and Dawn had the exact same wording after about 3:30 p.m. that day. All three of them, Dawn, Candus, and Grandus used the words, planting flowers. It's alleged that Candus, Grandus, and Summer were planting flowers just before Summer wanted to go back inside. In actual fact, they were just repotting cacti into bigger pots. At some point, it was discussed again, and then they all changed the script to repotting cacti. That makes me think no planting, or repotting was actually done that day. They didn't bother to check what was in the pots, when they came up with the planting flowers story. However, later on, when people started questioning it, it was changed to we were just repotting the cacti. Furthermore, isn't it funny how all three of them have the exact same theory, as to what happened to Summer? Not one decided to deviate from that theory, that she had been abducted by someone that came up there and snatched her. What makes them so absolutely sure, unless they know more than they telling? Also, during Candus's first on-camera interview, she said she knows Summer never walked off the property, someone came up there and lured her away. How would Candus know that? When asked about why they think Summer was abducted, all three had a very similar response again, saying that it happens all the time, around the world, children get abducted. The one time it looks like Candus forgot the script a bit, and said, "What if I walked out there with her?" I still wonder about that statement.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch. And I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back. And I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight.
Or that evening?
She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house. So my wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house, and the boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there, and she was gone.
And then she went in. She said, "Mama, I want to go play with the boys." Candy walked her back to the house, and she asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.